Hello, today we will be discussing about acceptance. In our previous lectures, we have discussed about the 9 essentials of valid contract. Then we had discussed the classification of contract, then the essentials of offer, and today we will be discussing the essentials of acceptance. What is the meaning of acceptance? When a person gives assent to the offer, it is known as acceptance. Means when someone gives you a proposal or an offer, and if you agree and accept that offer, it is known as acceptance. Means when you are willing to perform that offer, that is known as acceptance. Now, generally, acceptance may be expressed or it may be implied. Expressed is when you, by your oral or written communication, when you say yes to that offer, it is known as expressed acceptance. But if you give the acceptance through your behavior, that is known as an implied acceptance. Like if a bus comes and stops at the stand, bus stop, and you enter in the bus, neither you are saying anything nor the bus driver or conductor is telling you anything. So here your acceptance is implied acceptance. Here you have given the acceptance by your behavior. So today we will discuss the essentials of valid acceptance. The first essential of valid acceptance is it should be unconditional. Suppose someone gives you an offer that I am willing to sell you the handset or the mobile for say rupees 10,000, and you say that I am ready to buy the mobile but not for 10,000 but for rupees 9,000. So here it is not acceptance because it is not unconditional. So the first essential of valid acceptance is that it should be unconditional, means it should be in total. Second essential of valid acceptance is that it must be communicated. Because if you decide that I want to enter into an agreement with the other person, but until and unless you communicate, the other person will not know about it. So communication of your acceptance is the second essential ingredient. The third is it must be in the prescribed mode or the usual mode. Now here, like suppose if someone has said that if you are willing to accept this offer, reply through email. So here the prescribed mode of acceptance is given. So if you are willing to accept that offer, it is necessary for you to reply them through the email. But if you send a text message, maybe that may not be treated as a valid acceptance. Then the next is it must be given in a reasonable time. Now what is the meaning of reasonable time? See, reasonable time differs in all the cases. Like if you have gone to a cobbler to get your shoes repaired or your chappals repaired, and if he says that he will take rupees 10 or rupees 50, and you bargain with him and you live and go ahead. Okay. After you go ahead, the second one says he will take rupees 25. You come back to the first one, and maybe the first one now says that I'm sorry, the offer, that reasonable time of the offer is over. So what is the reasonable time within which the offer needs to be accepted varies from situation to situation. In few situations, reasonable time may be 1 month, 2 months. In few situations, reasonable time may be 2 minutes, you can say. Sometimes it can be something more than 2 minutes but less than 1 month. So offer needs to be accepted within reasonable time. The next essential of valid offer is that valid acceptance is that acceptance cannot precede offer. Means first there has to be offer, only then acceptance comes. There was a case in which a dog was lost, and the owner of the dog had given some, he had first asked his servant to go and search the dog. And then someone advised him, so he gives in the paper that he gives the photo of the dog and he mentions that whoever finds this dog will be given some reward. So later on, that servant himself searches the dog and he comes to the owner of that dog, and now he claims the price amount which was mentioned in the paper. See, morally you may feel that you should give the amount, but legally that servant is not entitled to the price that you had declared. Why? Because he had already started his search for that dog, and acceptance was earlier and you gave the offer later on. Therefore, the rule is offer means first there is offer and then there is acceptance, means acceptance cannot precede offer. The next essential is that there must be an intention on the part of the person accepting their acceptance that he is willing to perform the contract. हाँ ठीक है, देख लेंगे वाली बात नहीं. He should show his willingness to perform the whole contract as it has been agreed, or the offer as it has been given. If this intention is clear, only then we can say that it is valid acceptance. Now suppose if it is general offer, anybody can accept it. But if it is a particular offer, then only the person to whom the offer is made can accept that offer. मतलब यदि जनरल ऑफर है, मैं यदि ओपनली यहाँ सब बैठे हुए लोगों को यदि बोलती हूँ कि यदि किसी ने ये काम कर दिया तो आई विल गिव दिस और दैट समथिंग, तो यहाँ पे जिसने भी एक्सेप्ट किया मुझे उसको मुझे ये मानना पड़ेगा कि ही हैज एक्सेप्टेड एंड आई विल हैव टू फुलफिल माय प्रॉमिस. बट यदि मैं किसी पर्टिकुलर पर्सन को बोलती हूँ तो फिर सिर्फ वह पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, दैट स्पेसिफाइड पर्सन ओनली विल एक्सेप्ट, and only his acceptance will be treated as valid acceptance. Then the next is offer is valid only till the time it is, means the time given within which means the acceptance should be made within the time within which the offer is still alive. जब तक ऑफर शुरू है तब तक का ही एक्सेप्टेंस आपका मान्य रहेगा. मतलब ऑफर खत्म होने के बाद आप आते हो कि अच्छा हाँ मुझे ये मंजूर है, तो इट्स नॉट वैलिड एक्सेप्टेंस. सो एक्सेप्टेंस शुड बी मेड बिफोर द ऑफर लैप्सेस. द लास्ट एसेंशियल ऑफ वैलिड ऑफर वैलिड एक्सेप्टेंस इज दैट एक्सेप्टेंस कैन नॉट बी इम्प्लाइड फ्रॉम साइलेंस. इन the video of essentials of offer, that day also I had mentioned that offer cannot contain a term in which acceptance will be implied from silence. So the same thing is repeated over here, that suppose I want to sell something, I want to sell a horse to someone, and if I say that if you don't give me any reply till Monday, I will presume that you are willing to purchase the horse. So here, if the other person remains silent, I will presume that he has accepted, and this condition is not proper. So in the same way, if the other person is remaining silent, it doesn't mean that he has accepted. So this is another condition, that acceptance cannot be presumed from silence. So here we will just take a look at the essentials of offer once again. It needs to be absolute and unconditional. Second, it must be communicated. Third, it must be according to the prescribed or usual or reasonable mode. Fourth, it must be given within a reasonable time. Fifth, it cannot precede offer. Sixth, there must be an intention on the part of the parties to fulfill the terms of the offer. Then it must be given by the party to whom the offer is made. Next, the acceptance should be made before the offer lapses, and last, acceptance cannot be implied from silence. So now in the next video, we will go through the rules of communication of offer and acceptance. So, happy learning, stay tuned, thank you.